Welcome back to Green Bee Explorer. Today I'm going to show you how I'm going to take my dwarf sunflower plant here and get it to have more blooms like my one right here. This one is a lot more bushy, has a lot more blooms. This one, as you can see, is more straggly. So let me show you how I do this. When caring for sunflowers, you have two options. You can let them flower, and then after they're done flowering, they'll lose all their petals and they'll start to go to seed. And if you desire seed for next year or next season, then absolutely you can do that. You can just let them start going and developing their seeds. Or the other thing you could do for these type of sunflowers is you could actually deadhead them to allow for more flowers to grow. Right here I'm looking and I don't see any more stems coming up, more leaves. But if you look right here, oops, that's a leaf. If you look right here, there's another set coming up right here. Let me get a good angle of it. Here we go. So right there, you see how there's another set of leaves coming in? I apologize for the little bit of blurry camera, but right here we have 1 and 2. So what I'm going to do for this right here, I'm going to take my scissors, come in, and I'm going to cut right above that. Now it's not focusing on this flower anymore to produce seeds. It's going to focus right here on producing these leaves, which will produce more flowers. Here's another set. Look up here at this one. This one's already focusing on trying to create another set of flowers, or flower, right there. Right here, I'll zoom in a little. There we go. See it right there? Oh, hello, ant. So I can either cut here and let that flower grow. Most likely that's what I'm going to do. Or there's another little set right there and there that's growing. But you know what? And I could concentrate and let it have more energy to go, not work as hard to follow the plant up that high. But you know what? Since all of those are growing right now, I'm going to come up here and snip this one. And that's exactly what happened to this plant. Is it was constantly deadheaded, where old flowers were kind of done, even ones that are on their like half petals, like this one right here. It's better just to chop it up. Chop it up is the wrong word. Snip it now, because these petals are about to fall in a day or so, and it just doesn't look nice as a half flower. So that one I would snip right above where I see a new node coming, or in this case a brand new flower is popping in right here. But these are fantastic, easy sunflowers. You could keep them in the pots, or you could actually plant them in the ground and they'll do good as well. Or obviously I got these from the flower shop. If you really want to, you could always do sunflowers from seeds. They are one of the easiest to grow from seeds. The only catch is squirrels, mice, other critters love to go after them. So make sure you have them protected. I personally, my protection is my dog, that you guys would probably see around in my videos. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, and they are absolutely beautiful. They're very bold, stand out in your garden, and low maintenance. Keep watching and I will show you the before and after of taking care of both of these. If you look right here, here's a good example. All the flowers on top are done, but look at the ones on the bottom. Right here, down below. So I'm going to go all the way down and do a snip right here. The only difference is you're going to reduce your height a little, but some of them will shoot up and some of them will say compact, you know, right where you start snipping as well. All but this one is done. So I'm going to let that one bloom and then I'll snip it lower. Look at this big tall one. It's done. But there's ones down here that want to grow. How about my one over here? There's this, or there's that set right here that's already blooming. I'm going to go for the set that already exists. That's the one I showed you earlier. Here's one that's, these both are blooming still. So I'm going to just snip that dead one, let these continue to work a little bit. After a day or so they'll be done, and I'll come all the way down. See these two right here? They're ready to come up soon. These two are blooming, not going to touch them. Here's one that shot out really far. I'm not seeing anything yet, but you know what? I want this one to stay tall, so I'm just going to snip it at the first leaf set. Here's another one. There's a set starting down here, right down here. I'm going to snip it right before that. Keep watching for the before and after. Here's two more that I'm going to trim up. I'll show you the before and after. Now, unfortunately, you look down here, this whole branch broke. I'm going to try and see if it'll survive off of that little bit, but there's a ton of blooms here. I'm going to give it a chance and just snip here, and hopefully it'll be okay. I'll try and wrap that up too so it has a little bit of support. It's not hanging and pulling on itself. But these are really, really fragile, so you have to be careful when handling them. And then here's the after. It'll take about a week for them to get new blooms, but it'll be better than seeing the dead ones and it focusing on producing seeds instead of flowers. This is what happens when you kind of let them go and they become a little straggly like this, and that's what happened. This is all that we cut